this was one of these games where things went quite well against a physical but limited side, at least technically, that, however, created a few half chances. Despite a happy ending, a good win, and generally a strong performance, my job, as ungrateful as it can be, continues right after the final whistle and needs to focus on getting you ready for the next battle. Against Strathmore, amongst a few little occurrences that I have already highlighted with some of you on a personal basis, one more structural issue, or better, an opportunity for improvement or reflection, is the easy way in which at times the opposition got through the middle, which in the end probably exposed our back four, especially on the right hand side, and revealed that our shape might have been a little bit too narrow, but not necessarily wrong, though, in my opinion, it requires reflection on what we could have done better. Let's look at what happened right at the beginning of the match. After about 6 minutes, we have a throw in. We play down the line, and there might have been a foul on Alejandro. Now, the ball is played forward. Steve steps out and anticipates the receiver of that ball by Strathmore, and Yusuke now receives it. Now, Yusuke takes a touch on the inside, and a player is obviously just a meter and a half behind, and he loses possession. The ball is obviously shifted on the opposite side, and that ends up being their biggest chance. Now, if we go back, our shape here looks good, but we are extremely narrow, and this is what I was referring to that I've noticed. So our right back, in this case Philip Lloyd, even if he had been sitting on this side, I believe that the whole squad shrinking so much is not necessarily wrong, but opens up space for the team that wins the ball and through their positive transition can quickly shift the ball to the other side as it happened. If we look at this shape, we do have Steve stepping out, and in my opinion, it should have looked more like that, and I'll show you here. Hamish, obviously Steve steps out, then you got Dennis, and in line Philip Lloyd. Being so narrow exposes us on this side of the park. Again, this shape is not necessarily wrong, but I think our shifting across when we see this developing has to occur a lot more quickly if we want to avoid these whenever a negative transition occurs on the edge of the final third, and of course our midfielders could have done a better job. This is going to be also this week's topic, something that we have already worked on, but I think we need to revise. And we'll also show you exactly the same thing I noticed, which is not, again, necessarily the wrong shape, but needs to be taken into consideration since, against Strathmore, that kept happening constantly, so especially in the first half. So they are in possession, and we are meant to be in some sort of a mid block. So Kaz, as he should, steps out. They go backwards, and our mid block is sort of taking place. But there is one mistake here that Yusuke makes. He runs for a press to this player instead of taking care of this player and this line. So Yusuke, in this case, you running here exposes you to a simple 2v1. In fact, that ball will be shifted here. Now you keep chasing, and that's fine. Now have a look at this situation here. There is a player free in the middle of the park, and look how stretched we are and how much space we've left for the opposition to play the ball to. And we got everyone basically just interested in the ball with 4 players facing that way. We are a lot better than this, in my opinion. And of course, the ball gets filtered through the center. And again, have a look at these. Look how narrow we are. Now, the shape at the back is fine, but there is so much space that suddenly opens up on this side of the park. And most importantly, Kaz, as the right midfielder in our 4-4-1-1 formation, you need to drop and provide support to our right back a lot quicker than that. Now, again, something else, this shifting now, given the situation developing, should be happening a lot faster. We have to try and prevent teams in the future from easily receiving the ball in the wide areas and give them time and space to control and put in a good cross. Since, as unfortunately you've all experienced before, that can be disastrous. On the 30th meter of play, they take a short corner. We clear off the box, and there is now a, let's say, positive transition. So we are breaking out. They clear the ball badly, so in the middle of the park. This gives the opportunity for our engine Yusuke to recover the ball and start running forward. Now, what gets me here is how slow we are down here in stepping up. Right? While we have players obviously attacking the final third, we still are allowing Yusuke to be basically 1v3 here in the middle of the park. And everyone else is just content for him to go on a solitary battle. In these situations, we have to be a lot faster in all stepping up. A minute later, Dennis is not wanting to play a long vertical ball immediately. There is a misunderstanding. Do we want to play the ball through the center on the ground as requested? If that is the case, then we clearly need players to make runs further down, so to provide support and populate spaces where the ball can be played into. When these uncertainties take place, we could end up forcing it through the middle on the ground like now. And while this specific episode of the game did not result in anything catastrophic, we need to ensure that if we want to play through the middle, the midfielders do better than these, truly dropping in between the lines much earlier and proposing themselves accordingly. And lastly, as in the first of the short passages shown so far, there is another throw-in. We play down the line. The ball is headed back, and again, they seem to be getting through a little bit too easily and are able to switch the ball to the other side of the park, creating another chance. Alejandro and Kaz have meanwhile switched positions, and perhaps we should have our right winger reacting quicker and dropping to avoid another 1v1 from developing, since we've seen that happening so many times during that first half. Again, just an opportunity for reflection, considering that Unihill will probably take advantage of opportunities like that.